Tonight on Nebraska Nightly.
A crash involving an ambulance.
A local convenience store broken into.
A student protest over student fees.
And introducing Hewitt Hall. This is Nebraska Nightly.
Live from the Don and Lorena Meyer studio at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln College of Journalism and Mass Communications, this is Nebraska Nightly.
Welcome to Nebraska Nightly. I'm Peyton Polat.
And I'm Madeline Fox. Our top story today. A Wahoo ambulance is in a crash at the North 56th Street and Interstate 80 intersection. The ambulance was transporting a patient at the time of the crash around 1:30 p.m. yesterday. Lincoln Fire and Rescue finished transporting the patient. No one was hurt. 1011 News reports the cause of the crash is still unknown.
Students gathered outside the Union to protest graduate student fees at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln. The protesters got the idea from sister Big Ten school, Indiana University. The Hoosiers got student fees abolished and a minimum stipend of $22,000 after a labor strike. Nebraska Nightly had the opportunity to attend the rally and to speak with one of the protesters.
The minimum stipend for graduate student workers here at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln is $14,000. It will go up to $15,000 next year. But according to the MIT cost of living calculator for a 10-month contract, you should be making $27,000 just to make ends meet. So that's twice as much as we make. And our student fees are about $1,700 a year. That represents a 10% cut in our pay.
To discuss the fees is scheduled for tomorrow at 5 p.m.
A man is accused of burglarizing a Casey's near 13th Street on Friday. LPD responded to a call around 3:15 a.m. and discovered a chunk of concrete on the ground with broken glass at the front door. A security video shows a person using a large rock or a chunk of concrete to break the window, enter the Casey's store, and leave with alcohol. Then a disturbance happened at a U-stop near the mall. Police were called. They spoke to Scott Frankson, who turned out to be the one identified in the Casey's security video. Police put Frankson under arrest. LPD says the damages at Casey's is estimated to be $800.
A shooting happened last Sunday in Texas at Lakewood Church, which is considered the largest church in the nation. The woman identified was Janice Yvonne Marino, who came into the church Sunday afternoon and had an AR-15 rifle with a Palestine sticker on it. She had her 7-year-old child while she opened fire. Her son was shot in the head during the scene. It is unclear who fired the shot at the boy. A security guard with no weapon was shot in the leg. They both were transported to the hospital and the boy is still in critical condition, but the security guard was treated and released. 2 off-duty law enforcement officers were working at the church as security shot Marino in self-defense, and she was pronounced dead at 2:07 p.m. Pastor Joe Austin at Lakewood is left hoping his old church would continue holding services without another incident like this.
After 3.5 years of construction, there is a new building on campus this semester. Nebraska Nightly's Priscilla Castaneda introduces us to the brand new Hewitt Hall.
Hewitt Hall is officially open. This building started construction in the fall of 2020 and opened this spring. Every floor is open except for the 6th floor and the basement garage because it is still under construction.
So we've been working on Hewitt Hall for really about a decade in total, but it really started to take shape about 5 years ago when we started to fundraise for the building, and then we started construction about 2.5, 3 years ago.
There are some unique architectural features, and the biggest one is the atrium, which expands all stories and has a grand staircase.
If you're going to build an engineering building, it should be well engineered, and so this building is both LEED Gold and WELL Silver certified, so it's very high performing.
Hewitt Hall was a $115 million project and entirely privately funded. Now students at UNL will have world-class engineering education. Priscilla Castaneda, Nebraska Nightly.
The Hewitt Hall is the largest project in the 152-year history at UNL, with 7 stories in total. This building consists with classrooms, laboratories, a cafe, and more.
There is a hearing going on for 2 bills in the Education Committee that would impact diversity efforts at UNL. Interim President Kaborek will be testifying in strong opposition. The bill was introduced by Senator Dave Merman of Glenville. The bill states that unless required by federal law, public universities and community colleges cannot promote theories of gender identity, anti-racism, social justice, or racial and sexual privilege, among others. Public money would not be allowed to be spent on DEI programs, and DEI-related offices on Nebraska campuses would have to close. The other bill will prohibit tenure at the University of Nebraska, Nebraska State College, and Nebraska Community College systems. Nebraska Nightly will have an update on Friday.
With Valentine's Day coming up, let's see if the weather is going to love us. Meteorologist Logan Schlotman is here with all the details. Logan?
If you like mid-50s and a small chance of rain for your Valentine's Day, you're going to love what tomorrow offers. But looking at right now, current temperatures across the state, they're going to be in those low 50s, maybe some mid-50s in some places. 53 in Lincoln, 51 in Omaha, and if we go clear out over to the Panhandle, we'll have a 46 over in Scottsbluff. Currently in Lincoln, though, we'll be seeing temperatures of 55 degrees with about a 5-mile-per-hour southeast wind, but it's really nice outside today, too. For tonight, it's going to be a very calm evening as well, with very more calm winds and a pretty decent low. While going through Friday morning, we'll be seeing a chance of those snowstorms coming back through and giving a chance for some snow on Friday. And for the weekend, we'll be back to the 50s and more sunshine to come as well. Satellite and radar, we'll be seeing no clouds over in the southeast part of the United States, but if we clear out over to the west, we'll be seeing some clouds, but nothing too much on the radar that's interesting. While looking at the Futurecast radar, we'll be seeing some chances of some precipitation coming in from the Panhandle over into northeast Nebraska. This is from Wednesday over to Thursday as well. No snow yet, but Friday, we're going to be seeing a disagreement between our 2 models right now on our Euro and GFS. That is the GFS is going to be showing more heavy precipitation, especially on that Nebraska-South Dakota border, and bringing more snow also into northeast Nebraska and a little bit over in Lincoln as well. While our Euro model is going to be showing a more widespread snow, but not as heavy as we've seen here. We don't have the numbers just yet, but I'd say for heavy confidence, if you are in the Valentine over to Wayne, do expect at least a decent amount of snow, and if they're down in Lincoln, you might expect some flurries as well. Like I said, we were talking about earlier, those rain chances, the Wednesday, Thursday, 20% chances, while Friday we go over to a 40% chance. From Saturday on to Tuesday, we'll be seeing a very dry 4 days there. While looking at later conditions, it's going to be 30 degrees tonight with a north 5-mile-per-hour wind. It's going to be a really calm evening and about 11 degrees above average for this time of year. While tomorrow, temperatures is going to be as high as 57 degrees with the southeast wind of 8 to 13 miles per hour. Mostly sunny, and gusts are probably going to be as high around 18 miles per hour. It's going to be a little bit of a frigid start compared to past couple days with 31 degrees at 6 a.m. before finally heating up at around 3 p.m. Looking at the week ahead, those temperatures are going to start declining after Valentine's Day, reaching to a high of 34 on Friday and a low of 16 degrees as well for Friday night, before we finally see that sunshine start coming back on Saturday and raising our temperatures all the way back up to 57 degrees. I'm Logan Schlotman for the weather, and that's all I have, and we'll take it back to the desk.
Thank you, Logan. Coming up after the break.
A huge weekend for women's basketball.
Men's basketball also upsets a Big Ten team.
And a couple words about the Super Bowl, all after the break.
Three, two, one.
This is Nebraska Nightly.
If you're a student at UNL and have ever been interested in reporting or video production, Nebraska Nightly is your place.
Big Bob!
Here you can build creative skills no matter how much experience you have.
Our equipment is very, very high level here, and it's something that a lot of times a lot of people wouldn't get to access until they're kind of in a professional workspace.
Talk to a UNL advisor about joining Nebraska Nightly.
There were some crazy upsets this past weekend in Husker sports. Sports reporter Olivia Davenport has more on what happened.
Nebraska pitcher Jordy Ball is out for the season. The two-time national champion suffered an ACL injury in the third inning of her first career Husker game. Ball will redshirt for the 2024 season, but it is expected to return for the 2025 season. Pinnacle Bank Arena saw not one, but two sellouts this weekend. For the women, it was the first sellout in 11 years, and the Huskers took advantage. Fans lined up outside of PBA hours before doors opened to catch what would be one of the biggest upsets in Husker women's basketball history. Husker women taking on rival Iowa in front of a sold-out crowd in Lincoln. First half, it's Caitlin Clark doing what she does best. Clark went on to score 17 points in the first half, just 22 points away from the NCAA scoring record. At half, Huskers trailed by 4. Third quarter, Logan Nisley will take it herself. The freshman finished with 15 points, just shy of her career-high 18. Fourth quarter now, and the Huskers have climbed their way back from a 14-point deficit. Now within 2, and it's the senior Jazz Shelley for 3. 30 seconds left to give the Huskers a 1-point lead. Shelley drains the game-ending free throw and sends the number 2 ranked Iowa Hawkeyes packing. Nebraska wins 82-79. The win over the Hawkeyes gives Nebraska their highest-ranked opponent win since 2005, where they beat Baylor. Jazz Shelley had a season-high 23 points, and her defense held Caitlin Clark to 0 points in the fourth quarter. Following this remarkable performance, Shelley has been named AP National Player of the Week. Shelley is the first Husker to receive this honor. The Husker men also added another tally to the win column this weekend in dominating fashion over Michigan. Josiah Alec getting on the board early and showing some aggression with a huge dunk over the 6'9" Michigan guard. Then, off the bench, it's CJ Wilcher from beyond the arc to put the Huskers up by 23 in just the first half. Keisei Tominaga can shoot too. It's a step-back 3 from Tominaga. He finished with 19 points and shot 57.1% from 3. Josiah Alec isn't the only one getting in on the fun. Rink mask to Jawan Gary for the slam dunk to give the Huskers a 30-point advantage. Huskers go on to win 79-59, improving to 7-7 in the Big Ten and 17-8 overall, with only one loss inside Pinnacle Bank Arena. Even after evening their record in the Big Ten, Fred Hoiberg isn't getting comfortable.
Important week, but we can't get comfortable. We have to keep our edge. We have to continue to do the things that made us successful tonight, even though it's going to be a completely different game plan.
I'm not going to dwell over a win, but there's definitely, even this one, it showed us once again the level that we're capable of and how low our basement is as well.
The Chiefs arrived home just 24 hours after being crowned Super Bowl champions. Andy Reid is coming home with his third Super Bowl in just 5 years. The Super Bowl parade is set for 11 a.m. tomorrow in downtown Kansas City.
What an amazing weekend for Husker sports.
Super. None of these Husker girls have ever beat Iowa, so super big for those seniors, and it was actually the most watched game for Fox Sports in Fox Sports history, so super big for women's sports.
Wow. Coming up after the break.
Make some Valentines for loved ones.
A delicious Valentine's Day feast.
And some last-minute speed dating to find your Valentine. All after the break.
Community Blood Bank, your blood could help save lives. Right now, only 7% of the population donates blood. But imagine if there were more.
We're sitting at below a 7-day level of supply of all blood types across the board. So every blood type is important, and we need all donors of all types to come in and donate right now.
At the Nebraska Community Blood Bank, they believe that all types make a strong blood supply.
It's Valentine's Day Eve, and entertainment anchor Finley Stroh has some events to bring the mood. Finley?
Want to make a stranger or a friend's day a little sweeter this Valentine's? Drop off your Valentine's letter for a friend or leave it for anyone to take in the Diversity and Inclusion Gathering Space at the UNL College of Business, room 102, anytime from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. on Monday, February 12th through the 14th. Craft supplies are limited, so it's first come, first serve. Looking forward to a Valentine's Day dinner? Look no further because the East Campus Dining Center is hosting a fun Valentine's Day themed dinner with delicious selections and delectable treats. This dinner is included with the meal plan, but guest prices and detailed information can be found on the UNL events webpage. Wishing for a Valentine's Day date? Come to the Cupid's Mixer in-person speed dating event tonight, 7 to 9 p.m. in the Nebraska Union Platte River Room. Enjoy a fun and lively atmosphere where attendees will meet new people, make friends, and maybe even find your Valentine. This event is free for all UNL students with an event pass. Each indicates their aim for attending the Mixer, including just for fun, make friends, and looking for a Valentine. In 5-minute intervals, you will meet and talk to students. To break the ice and put everyone at ease, a list of set questions will be provided to help facilitate the conversations, and note cards and pens will be available for attendees to swap contact info if they choose. There will be music, entertainment, and light refreshments, and a prize will happen at the end, back at the desk.
Well, I don't know about you, Peyton, but Valentine's Day is one of my favorite holidays.
I would have to agree. I love all the colors, the pink and reds, and the flowers and chocolates. I'm looking forward to it.
Me too. Nebraska Nightly is a production of the University of Nebraska's College of Journalism and Mass Communications.
Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you Friday at 4:30 p.m. on Nebraska Nightly.